All right, welcome to another edition of NFT Live. We're bringing you the latest news from around the industry. It's a double episode, baby. We're getting after it. I got my main man, Tigbo, Ronan the Collector. Shout out to Go Dogs. We had Aaron Murray on the show last week. The Georgia Bulldogs pulled it out against Alabama, and I'm excited to have Tigbo in here right now, man. How are you doing here today?
Doing great, man. Big episode today. Just coming off that big Georgia win last night. Ronan couldn't make it. He was out there celebrating, so congratulations to him. But a lot of big things happening, man. Gas is up, drops are happening, so it's a good day overall.
Yeah, you got your kids are happy about their looks airdrop. It looks like I think we are going to continue to kind of roll through this episode. We do have two awesome projects. We have Warp Sound and Veggiemates that are going to come in here and drop information about their project. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. If it's a good night, it's still a good morning. I don't even know where I'm
The
going with that.
veggie the veggie fam is out and about on the chat. They're getting after it, so definitely excited for it.
Awesome, man. So yeah, let's give a quick shout out. Veggiemate, let's fucking go. Silverstein, Veggies for Life. Tony's in the house. Hash Rhymes in the house. Mylene, Tiago, Digits, Roberto, Darkness. There's a lot of you guys hitting up the chat. So our vibe, our tribe today for sure. Go ahead, man.
Salami sandwich, man. Shout out to salami sandwich.
Always the best
It's
names
a
in the
great
NFT
name.
space by far. All right, so there's
Yeah.
32 of you guys in the house today. Right now, as we just press go live, we're going to have ourselves a good convo with two big projects in the NFT space. One's about to have a mint
Yes.
here in the coming days. We have some whitelist spots to give away. We've got some NFTs to give away. It's just a standard day on NFT Live, man. We're bringing you the alpha. We're bringing you the value. So excited to get this one started, guys. If you could, please leave a like, comment in the chat, and leave a subscribe if it's your first time here. We're breaking down all the news in the NFT space, man. Tig, you ready for this one?
Let's go, man. Super excited. Let's roll it.
All right, we're going to start with a awesome interview with Veggiemates. They are an NFT PFP project that has plans for both a utility token and a play to earn game. A lot that's actually happening here, and they're also on Cardano. That's the first Cardano project we've had on the NFT live episodes that has graced our stage. So we're really excited to have the team on. We are going to talk with them in just a second. We're going to roll the video, and then we will hit it. See you guys on the other side.
The year is 3021. It's a post-apocalyptic world, and all that remains on this godforsaken planet are the Veggiemates and the Junkies. But not all is sunshine and roses in this post-apocalyptic world. As you see, the Veggiemates, well, they've been banished, forced to live underground like dirt. The Junkies have remained atop of the food chain for many, many centuries. Ah, but there's a plot twist. As you see, the Veggiemates, well, they must eat the Junkies in order to live. And the Junkies, well, they better eat their vegetables. It's a fight for survival. Only one may win. The Veggiemates versus the Junkies. Whose side are you on?
All right, and we have Big Banana. We have a Big Banana. Brian is in the house here, a community representative here from Veggiemates. Dude, I feel personally attacked, man. I don't like vegetables, so I'm excited to have you guys in here. But I'm really happy to have you, man. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. Definitely. So big banana by day, small banana by night, and really glad to be the first Cardano project on the show.
Dude, you're coming in with a bang, but I'm gonna let Tig take it away. But absolutely excited to have the Vegemate community here in the house as well. So Vegemate for life
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely. Shout out to all the veggie fam in the chat. Thank you for stopping by. Well, just to start off, I mean, obviously that trailer was like a big deal. The voice acting, everything was just top notch. Just for the people that are aware or familiar with the project, you want to give us just a quick breakdown, the origin and how it came about. And I know you guys already minted out. You guys already built out a community. Just to go a little deeper into that.
Yeah. So as you see from the trailer, really the premise is this rivalry, right? And a big part of the project that we enjoy a lot is it's unique. It's something that I've never seen on any other chain. And at the core of Veggiemates, it is based off of wellness, whether that's financial wellness, mental wellness, physical wellness. Our goal is to positively influence people. And in order to do that, we're leveraging NFTs, we're leveraging Discord, because the way I see it is this is a platform. And what's amazing about the metaverse, about Discord, about this world that we live in right now, is instead of me just having like a one-on-one conversation with somebody, I can talk to people all across the world, and I could talk to 10,000 people all at once. Or I could have a one-on-one personal conversation with somebody. And so what these NFTs do, especially like when you look at a profile picture, it gives you the ability to influence people. So why not influence them in a positive way? And so that's really what the core of our community is. And so we back that up with Twitter Spaces. We try to have a very open dialogue in our chat, and we still try to have fun, right? It doesn't need to always be serious. There's a time and place for that. But really, the goal is to give people space, connect with each other, and I I personally, and I know it sounds cheesy, but like my goal is to change people's lives and make an impact. And that's the goal of Veggiemates. Now, in order to grow that brand, that's where the utility of the project comes in. So if
Oh,
we want to see bigger adoption of Veggiemates, of this community, then we need to be more than a profile picture. And I am very firm on that. So an analogy I might use is, think about like a telephone, right? Like an old rotary phone with the cord. It had one purpose and one purpose only. That was to talk to people. And if you're on the phone all day, yeah, maybe you're using the phone, but like outside of talking to people, that's it. That was its only purpose. So it's only going to get so much adoption. But then what came along was a smartphone, right? So now you can call people, but now you got utility on your phone. It's got apps, it's got text messages, and ultimately it connects you to more people. And so for me, I look at it very similar to that. Like, how many more people are using smartphones than any other technology today? It's because there's utility, because it's not just a one trick pony. And so for us, it's about growing our community by providing more utility to our users. And then, secretly, you're hitting them with some real positive vibes, and you're really trying to improve other people's lives.
it's definitely a great point you bring up, especially mental health in this space, because I feel like a lot of people can get burnt out easily here because it's just so fast paced, trying to keep up with everything. It could be a big task for a lot of people. So it's great to get you guys to see that. You speak a lot about the community and all the things you guys do. I see you guys do like art night and certain things within the Discord and giveaways to current holders. Can you speak more about that, utility, and other benefits that current holders get?
Yeah, so right now, the way I see it is like the metaverse is Discord right now, and so a lot of the utility we're bringing is within our own Discord. So if you are a holder of a Vegemate, you actually get access to our giveaway channel. It's exclusive to members, and we actually aside 10% of our mint budget. That was one of our art nights, a little peach butt there. Um, we set aside 10% of our budget just for giveaways. And so we got a little crazy in the last couple of weeks. We given away over $4,000 of just NFTs, prizes, ADA, and the members get exclusive access to that channel. So by just holding one Vegemate, you get access to the giveaways. We also do an art night. So a couple of the drawings that you guys just saw, what we do is our artist will actually go live in Discord. We'll open up the voice chat. He'll share his screen out and just draw in front of everybody. And what's awesome about it is the community gets to say what to do. So, like, I pointed out the peach butt. That was not my idea. That was not the artist's idea. That was the community's idea. And we've managed to sneak a peach butt in every single one of our art nights. And then what we do at the very end of art night is we mint that one of one, and then we raffle that off to a community member or a holder. And then in
Oh, that's
addition to
awesome.
that, we it's something that people really enjoy. It's a lot of fun. We also do polls in our Discord. So our ultimate goal is to build up to a DAO. but this is a good way to community involved in the project. So we have a season 2 coming out, the Junkies. And so as an example, the community is actually going to get to pick traits, then they're going to get to vote on them, and then a lot of the traits that we're going to have in our season 2 are actually going to be voted in by the community themselves.
Yeah, I want to touch on something
I
real quick with Cardano, right? Like we bring in a lot of projects from ETH, Polygon, what have you. Cardano is one we don't see often. Why go the Cardano route, and what has your experience been on Hoskinson's blockchain?
Yeah, so I won't go too deep into it. So I love all crypto equally. I hold a lot of crypto. I've been in the game for a while. I've messed with every smart chain. Cardano in particular really stuck with me because they prioritize decentralization. I love listening to Charles talk. It's a very altruistic community, and when I got into it, I got this sense of people genuinely want to help one another. Like it's not just about profits and gains, but like I've actually met real life friends through the Cardano blockchain, and we're very early. So smart contracts just came out, you know, sometime in September, I think middle of September. The DApp ecosystem, they're just starting to get rolling. So I think we're like right on that tipping point. It's already a top 10 chain in terms of like market cap, but it hasn't really had a lot of utility to it. And I'm starting to see that utility come on. So I think that this is a really good time to get in early versus like if you look at Solana, Ethereum, they're very mature chains and they've had a lot of like NFT projects, a lot of dApps drop on them. So it's definitely a much bigger ocean. So that's part of it. But like the people in Cardano, like one thing I would recommend to anybody if you haven't messed around with ADA or anything like that for an NFT, join our Discord community and just say hi. And I promise you, you'll get the welcoming you've ever received in the NFT. Like it's wild, like just how genuinely nice people are. And so I think community is a big part because that's a core of our project. Is that piece.
Speaking of community, I see a couple comments in the chat saying "free the nips." So one question for you is, what does "free the nips" stand for? What does it mean? And second, I see on the white paper, on the veggie paper, it said there's a veggie pool. So I'm guessing there's some staking mechanisms as well for the NFT, or you guys are working on that. You guys want to just touch on that "free the nips" first, and then we'll talk about the staking.
Hard hitting questions here on NFT Live.
Asking me the real ones. So funny story. The broccoli used on the clip for this series. We actually updated that, and so that's our older version. The newer version actually has tape over the nipples, and so there's been a movement going on to free the nipples. So you guys kind of freed the nipples on the show without knowing it. So free the nips. Um, Now, what was the second question? I got a little too excited about the
Just I saw on the on the veggie paper, I said it was like there's a veggie pool, and it said about something about
Yeah.
staking. I believe the NFTs. Yes, we want to touch on that.
So we just opened up a staking pool. That's Cardano's a proof of stake smart chain. So we believe in powering that, and so we actually just started a staking pool. We partnered with another big project in the space. So that's part of the staking pool. We actually do have plans. We are in talks with legal right now, so I don't want to like overcommit anything. But the plan is to have a staking mechanism for the NFTs so that you can gain a token, and the name of the token is Greens. And so it'd be a native token on the Cardano blockchain, and you could also stake the token as well to earn Greens.
Let's talk a little bit more about the utility for greens. I see the veggie versus junkie game over here as well, where there will be some play to earn mechanics. I'm a big gamer and big NFT gaming believer. What do you guys have planned for this veggie and junkie game?
Yes, so there's this natural conflict between the two, so it just makes so much sense to do like a turret defense game for me. And I I've played other blockchain games. Like I just like getting my hands dirty, and for me, it's about like having it be fun. Now, I'm not this big 3D animation studio, so I'm not gonna make, you know, Final Fantasy or the next big 3D game. I want to make something that's fun, something that I want to play. And you know, since we're doing the toilet humor, I want something I could play while I'm on the toilet, right? Like I just want something that I could do that's quick, dirty, fun, and like for me, I love turret defense games. It's just something that I do when I'm on flights. I do to pass the time. And it's just like you're in, you're out, right? And so you have this natural conflict between the two. You get the turret defense game, just being like that quick hit, engaging. And then the goal of the game is it's kind of like a Candy Crush type of economics, where if you win, you get to keep going, you get to keep earning. Then maybe you could buy back in to play a little bit more. You could call it for the day, wait your timer out, and then go again.
That's awesome. Just from the comments, man, everything you've mentioned seems like a great community to be in, and definitely excited. And I appreciate you definitely coming by and you know, showing us NFTs on Cardano, because I personally never experienced it myself. But it seems to be something really to look into, and definitely excited for what else you guys have going on in the future.
Yeah, heck yeah. One other thing I did want to mention, you flashed it, was we have a farmers market going on. So if anybody is new to the Cardano blockchain, I'll give you a quick backstory here. I was in Hawaii recently on vacation, and we were in this little small town, and they kept talking about, oh, we got this farmers market going on. There's gonna be live music, and there's gonna be a bunch of vendors. And we decided to stay in the small town for a couple extra hours because I wanted to check out the farmers market. And then we do it, and I love these kind of things because you got the music in the background. You're supporting a lot of local vendors. Like there's all kinds of stuff. Like some people were selling noodles, some people were selling soap. Like all over the place in terms of what you find. But like I was like, man, how can we turn this into like a digital version? And then my girlfriend was like, are you seriously talking about Veggiemates right now? I'm like, yeah, how do we do this on the blockchain? And then it came to me. I was like, wait, so one of our members, he's the bassist for Good Charlotte, Paul Thomas, and we were gonna do a music night. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have Paul jam out in our general voice, and then we're inviting vendors from the NFT space. So we actually have 40 vendors signed up right now, and we're giving them each channel. And so all 40 vendors have a channel. So while you jam out to music in general chat, you go shop around with your local vendors in the Discord. And it's a really good platform for smaller projects who don't have an audience of 10,000 to talk to, right? It's also going to be good crossbreeding between communities. It's going to pull other communities in. So if you're new to this blockchain, it'd be actually a really good one-stop shop. Just kind of see what's going on in the world.
Yeah, Brian, I'm surprised we got to the end of the episode and it's just now coming up that a bassist from Good Charlotte is in your community. Is this what you're telling me?
He's on our team.
He's on your team?
He was going... Yeah, he was supposed to show... he was supposed to be on. I screwed up and double booked us, actually, so he's on a Twitter space now, but, you know, maybe in a future episode, big PT right there. He could join me on the next one.
My inner like 12-year-old is just screaming right now. But hey, listen, Brian, we need to let you go, man. We got to let you go, and we also have the rest of the episode to get to. But I appreciate you coming on to break down Veggiemates and what you guys are doing here with your project on the Cardano blockchain, man. Last question, just from a personal standpoint, what's the best wallet in the Cardano ecosystem if we want to get involved with your project?
So it'll be on our website, but if you are on desktop, right now Nami is the best in terms of just interacting with the marketplaces, NAMI, and then on phone it'd be Yoroi. But like I said, we're so early that in the next month or so that can change, but those are the two standards right now.
Awesome, man. All right, shout out to your community as well. Shout out to the Veggiemates community here. We are going to let Big Banana, Small Banana by Night go here. Brian, have a good time, man. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thanks, man.
Peace.
Thank you.
Bye.
Oh man, that was awesome.
Yeah, he was a fantastic guest. It's always awesome to connect with good people in the space, and I like what he said about Cardano's ecosystem, man. I think that that's a really cool insight that we just don't get, being within
Yeah,
the ETH, kind of ecosystem. We move into Polygon, we move a little bit into Solana, but it's cool to hear that
yeah.
Cardano's up and rolling.
I mean, the one thing I'm totally blanked out in. We didn't even ask him what was his favorite vegetable. I mean, that's his whole
So true,
basis for the project.
so true. And
Is he a,
bananas a
is he a, is he a green veggie guy?
oh,
No, but that's a
bananas a
fruit on
fruit.
top of that. That's
Yeah, we can't
weird.
be a fruit.
Uh-oh.
Did you? We just noticed it. Okay. All right. Anyways.
Oh man.
All right, well, guys, we have
All
to
right.
get to the rest of the episode. Of course, we have an awesome interview here with Warp Sound here in just a moment. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed that. Big shout out to the Veggiemates community there. We have 3 NFTs to give away here in our own Discord. So 2 of them will go to Nobles holders in our Discord, 2 Veggiemates NFTs, as well as one that you'll see if you follow NFT Live on Twitter. We'll be hitting it after the episode, but. I want to give one last shout out. Do you have the community comments pulled up, Tig, by chance?
Yeah, I got him out here. We got VA Sales out in chat, Chris Nash, Hash Rhymes, Andrew Davis, my boy Salami Sandwich in the house. The Veggiemates are still sticking around. They're all excited. Definitely Banana Gang, hashtag. Banana's his favorite vegetable, he said. Okay, that makes sense. But shout out to everybody in the chat. Appreciate you guys stopping by and enjoying the interview.
Awesome. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to bring Warp Sound in here. We have Tara Naomi, who is the partnerships and community partnerships and strategy lead there at Warp Sound. We're going to play a really dope trailer for you guys, and then we're going to roll into this awesome interview. Tara, thank you so much for waiting this entire time. We were having some fun. So we'll get to the interview here in a second, but we'll play the trailer first. All right, and we have Tara here with us today. We are going to talk generative art and AI music NFTs. Y'all are absolutely killing it right now, and you have an upcoming mint that we're going to touch on as well. But Tara, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm great. I think I'm a little delayed on my. Am I talking and stuff at the same time? Are we all in sync here? I see. Have you got me?
Yeah, we hear you, but you're a little delayed on the video, but we definitely hear you coming in loud and clear.
Okay. I don't know what's going on. Sorry about that. If it's disconcerting, I can just turn off the video. Should I do that?
We can maybe hit this. Maybe we'll do it like this for now,
Yeah,
and we'll
that
kind
was
of
so
go.
weird.
Yeah, that was weird. You were like,
I was
Let's-
like talking and seeing myself move from like 30 seconds ago, and I'm like, what is happening? I'm really freaked out right now.
oh no. Okay. Well,
No worries at all. No
yeah,
worries.
Tigbo, hit the first question, and maybe we can figure out the technical difficulties as we go through the project.
No worries, Tara. We definitely appreciate you stopping by and definitely showing us more about Warp Sound. Definitely excited for this project. I know I reached out to you on Twitter once I found out about it. I joined the Discord, saw the previews, and I joined the Twitch stream, which you guys have. Really cool stuff, mixing live music with AI. Really cool technology you guys are working with here. You want to just break down the origin of the project, how it came about, and the team behind it as well?
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much for having me on. I'm sorry, I even wore my Bored Ape Yacht Club sweatshirt for this occasion, and I'm sorry we don't all
nice
get to
flex.
see it. Yeah, I actually brushed my hair, which is like a major flex for me. But but I'm really happy to be here, even in voice only. It's like we're in Clubhouse or Twitter Spaces for me. So yeah, basically, Warp Sound is a collective of virtual artists making AI generated music, and our artists play, like you mentioned, the Twitch stream. We play every week on Twitch. We also play for IRL audiences. We played at the Tribeca Film Festival this past year, and the AI music is created in real time. So the audience controls different elements of the music through chat commands and mobile commands, and even through motion sensors. We can set that up for a live performance. And so it's quite different from some other projects where it's like a bunch of stems that are kind of randomly assembled. This is all created unique unique one-of-one music. The AI has been trained over the last 2.5 years. Authentic Artists is the name of the parent company, and to be honest, this project has been in creation for 2.5 years. We've been training the AI with like some of the best artists and producers in the world, folks like Young Guru, who's Jay-Z's producer, Mike Shinoda, Stolen Drums, Chipsel. We're doing deep machine learning and then connecting it to these virtual artists and allowing audience interaction to shape the sound of the music. And so you've seen that on the Twitch stream. And the Warps NFT project is sort of like, the add-on to what we've been building, and that is 9,999 audio-visual NFTs, and the music is created by the traits and metadata of the visual. So it's not just like randomly, assigned traits. It's like if Naomi, one of our artists, Naomi, we have 3 artists, Naomi, DJ Dragoon, and Narhart. They all have their own unique style. Naomi is our sort of lo-fi goddess, and Dragoon is our trap DJ, and Narhart is our K-pop, electropop. His background, they all have these background stories. I mean, basically, Warp Sound Collective formed to see if we could make virtual artists that function as the same way as human artists. And we also actually brought in a mutant ape. So we have Mutant Ape Yacht Club number 914, and the community named him Glitch. And he's not part of the NFT drop, but he is now a fully rigged, there he is, yeah. He's a fully rigged 3D modeled DJ now, and he has his own style as well. And so he plays on our Twitch stream, and he'll do the, IRL. We have so much happening. Like there's a lot around this project that I can't tell you yet, but the NFT piece of it is basically like almost, the way that an artist would make their own NFT drop. That's what we've done for our artists. So we have 3,333 randomly generated PFPs for each one of our 3 core characters, not for Glitch, but for DJ Dragoon, Narhart, and Naomi. And each NFT comes with an 8-bar AI-generated audio track that's based on the traits and metadata of the NFT. And you'll be able to get the stems for remixes and a full commercial license. So you can use the stems and the tracks however you want. That's like a huge part of what we're building, is this collaborative, generative, AI-assisted music-making platform for our collectors. And the PFP, the NFT, is really an entry into what has been in development for the last 2.5 years.
That's really awesome stuff. I know you've been in the States for a long time. For anybody that doesn't know your story, I know you've been here. I caught your stream in the Whale Discord about almost a year ago. That's where I first came across your music and your story. As far as all the projects that you've been involved with, how has this one, differentiate from the others, and how did you kind of, I guess, attack it differently than everything else you kind of put or minted in the past?
Yeah, good question. So, I came into the space as an artist, looking for a new way to share my music. I had started out as an indie artist, and then I signed with Universal Music and Island Records, and I got my rights back earlier this year for all of my publishing. So all of a sudden, like, after 10 years of having parted ways with the label and with the publisher, they still controlled all the rights to my music. And so I got those rights back. And the first thing I did with them was to take my biggest song, which I won the 2006 YouTube Award, the inaugural YouTube Award for Best Music Video. I won that, and with a song called Say It's Possible. And so I took my song Say It's Possible, and I did a project on async art, which async is one of my favorite platforms. And I really was so, and the interesting thing is about it, about the music projects, they're basically generative projects. And now async has blueprints, which is, kind of a tool, a generative tool that can be accessible, can be accessed by all artists to make generative projects, which is wild. But like, when I made my project on async, I was so just completely blown away by by the implications for artists, what they're helping us do, that I joined that team. And so then once I joined that team, and started working with async, helping to bring in other artists and, help with the community, then it kind of opened the door, and people started asking me, oh, do you want to join this team? Do you want to join this team? We would come work with us here. And I just kept saying, no. I'm an artist. I'm here to do my own art. And I just want to help async because they're amazing. And then my friend Lindsay Burns, who I'd met, back in the good old days in Clubhouse February 2021 rather. It feels like years ago. But so in the old days, when Lindsay and I met a year ago, she was like, look, there's this project. Her partner is the creative director, Jeff, a project lead, and creative director, Jeff Nicholas. And Lindsay Burns is there. You'll see her. Yeah. So she approached me and she's like, look, you would be perfect for this project. Do you want to, are you interested in joining the team? And I was just kind of like, oh my God, I can't. When am I ever going to make music again? And then I started looking at the project and the people involved, because that's really what I look for in an NFT project these days. There's so many projects and so many people. And I'm like, what team do I want to invest in? That's essentially what I look at. It's like, who's gonna, like, there's a lot of great ideas. Who can take this across the finish line? Who can run with it? Who has a plan that it doesn't extend, oh, let's make a roadmap, who has a plan that lasts for years? And I saw this project and the people involved and their track records with 20-year careers in music and tech. And I was just like, oh, okay, all right, let's talk. And so I came on board as the community partnership strategy lead, and we are having an incredible time sharing. We've got Mike Shinoda, we've got Flostradamus is going to be doing some stuff with us. We have incredible people that are going to be like, yeah. Like Mike Shinoda tomorrow is doing, or no, Thursday on his Twitch stream in the morning. He's going to be mixing stems from from the Warps project, and showing people some of what can be done with this, and he's actually an advisor on the Warp Sound project, and he has been for years. So like when I saw that, I was like, okay, this is a team I want to partner with. Let's go. And we've just been, building in public a lot, like rolling out features, kind of sharing ideas. It's been all organic growth. We haven't used any influencers, any paid marketing. We've done, and as a result, it was a little stressful because it was kind of like, well, sometimes you see these projects and right out of the gate, they've got 10,000 people in their Discord, and you're like, how's that happening? And then unless it's like a super hype project, usually it's bots, and so we were pretty aggressive, like with our membership from day one. We put in all kinds of like security measures so that bots can't come in. And so it grew slowly, but then all of a sudden there's been like this tipping point in the last couple of days where we went from like 4,000 members to 5,000 to 6,000. Now we're like, we're kind of like exponentially growing as people start to experience a project. And to me, that's worth everything, because like and I've been this way in my artist career too. I never padded my numbers with fake followers. I never like did a lot of like pay for play, like marketing. I just was like, I'd rather know that I've got 25,000 people that actually love what I do than look like than get those optics that look like I've got hundreds of thousands of followers and no engagement. So that's really what we did with Warp Sound. We wanted a community that was engaged and enthusiastic and super hyped about the project, because they should be, because it's amazing. And we're getting there. And it's like, okay, we're seeing all that engagement and all that hype start to grow organically. And it's been like an unbelievable journey to be part of this.
Yeah, I want to talk about the sale details here in a second. You guys have the right ethos, of course, like the roadmap and the way that you guys have the long-term vision, and your ethos on the teams as well, because teams are 100% who you want to be investing in. It's not just how flashy is the product, it's can the teams get it done. But from the perspective of synthetic artistry, right? Like I have not heard that term very much. Like we're just seeing music NFTs kind of make their way into like the normal zeitgeist of what everything is happening within the industry, but synthetic artistry and AI with music, like it's just not something I'm familiar with. So can you break down that term and how big that kind of realm of music is going to be as we move into 2022 and beyond?
Well, I think, we're going to see a lot more of AI assisted and, virtual artists. And yeah, I mean, we don't use, I don't talk much about synthetic artistry, but I think we're talking about the same thing. Like when I think about it, it's like we've got virtual artists, we've got AI assisted music. It might be on the website. Is it on the website? I'm like, yeah. So it's interesting because it's like not a term that I often talk about, but it is what we're doing. And so, we've got these artists, and like when Jack Nicholas came on, he's a creative director that has worked with, Live Nation and all these other huge music companies, and he's been the creative director for people like Rihanna and like just big artists. And so he looks at it as like he's their creative director, he's their project director. It's his, authentic artists started these virtual artists, synthetic artists, as I just learned is what we call them. I've just been calling them virtual artists. The idea was, is it possible to make virtual artists, synthetic artists that actually move about the world and move about the music space as, you know, the same as human artists. Can this be done? And what would it look like? Can they get a following? Can they, you know, can we build a fan base for them? Can they play shows in the real world and online? And the answer is yes. And so, I mean, I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of this. We're sort of a first mover in the space. And of course, you know, when that happens and someone executes it well, then you start to see a lot more of it. So I'm sure that we're going to see a lot more of it, because there are definitely, you know, there are other projects and other companies working on AI music. I just happen to think that we're doing it exceptionally well.
So cool. I mean, yeah, like you said, I know as part of the, I think one of the tidbits there on the website says you guys plan on doing certain also live events while for some of the holders displaying this AI technology for them as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I mean, like part of our, I'm kind of going, okay, wait, what can I reveal? What can I not? We're rolling out our roadmap items this week,
Oh,
and I don't want to like spill too much tea, like give it way too much alpha. But I mean,
drop
the
the
whole point of
alpha.
this,
Drop the alpha. It's
yeah,
okay.
I gotta give a little. I gotta give a little. So like, I mean, the whole point of involving people in this, like, there's gonna be stuff you can do with your NFTs. And so, like, oh, actually, wait, what am I talking about? You see, this is what happens when you have a team. Like, Jeff drops his alpha in the middle of the night, and then it's just like, oh, surprise, there's some of the stuff. So anything that's on there I can talk about. Yeah. So funny.
There you go.
And he's actually notorious for like sneaking in the alpha, like while we're not looking. And the next thing you know, people are like, oh my God, the mint price is 0.08. And I'm like, wait, I didn't announce that yet. What's happening? And he's just like dropped it into the Discord in the middle of the night. So yeah, so we've got, we're going to have opportunities for you to take your NFT, plug it back in to the machine learning, you know, come out with new tracks. There's all kinds of ideas that even aren't on there yet, where, you know, we want these collaborative opportunities to happen between the members of our community. We want to, we're going to have metaverse opportunities. We're going to have live, you know, live opportunities. I'm like, there's an extensive roadmap that's coming out. This is sort of like a little teaser roadmap.
Tara,
But yeah, like our goal here is to have people playing with it. Like as a musician, I at first was really freaked out by the concept of, you know, synthetic artists and AI music. I was like, wait, no, I'm an acoustic musician. What does that mean? And when I looked into it, it's like, well, it doesn't mean anything. Like no one's, just the same way that there's people who go home and listen to vinyl, and there's people that, you know, don't own a turntable and never will, and like all of their music lives in the cloud or whatever. Like there's room for everything, and there's always going to be a room for, you know, somebody to come in and play a live guitar and sing in you know, in an acoustic way. And the other thing is that we're really big on the collaborative element, not just, you know, between people using the technology, but people with the technology. Like we went behind the scenes with Young Guru in the studio when he worked on the mastering chain a couple weeks ago. We brought our Discord members into the studio to watch him do that. And all along, it's like there's still, you know, for the stuff that we're doing, because it was really important for us to have music that held up. You know, yes, you can plug in something and make like AI music that just sounds like very machine, very mechanical, but we wanted ours to sound like actual artists, and we succeeded in that. And so the element of human collaboration with the AI technology is ongoing and is super important. And that's really what we emphasize. It's not, you know, an either or, it's additive. It's an and. It's like, this is technology you can use in your own music making. Work with it, play with it, see what it see what it inspires you to do. Because like the other thing that I get really passionate about is like, as a songwriter, somebody who's been in the industry, I can call up any number of friends at any time who are producers, and I'm a producer myself. But if it's something that like sound that I want to do that like that's not my vibe, I can collaborate with any number of people. I can call them up. I can be like, hey, you know, Hilton, do you want to make a track together? Like, let's do this. But 99.999% of the people in the world do not have access to an A-list roster of producers that they can call to write a song with them, like if they have an idea to sing over something or whatever. So what we're doing is giving people access to tracks that sound like they've been worked on by the top producers and engineers in the world, because that's who has trained our AI. And our AI doesn't just like copy sounds. It's been trained by hundreds of thousands of samples, and then through a process where it's like, just to kind of make it simple, it's like a yes, that sounds good, no, don't do that. It's like been trained over years. So our AI composes, produces, records, mixes, and masters. And so what you end up having, the sound of the tracks that come out are like top tier A-level tracks. We're going to get the stems with them, so you can really mix them, remix them, use them for whatever you want. You can license them to stuff. If you have, you could make your theme song with our stems. You could license it to a movie. If you're a filmmaker and you want, background music, or you want to like, I can make it, and I'm going to make like an EP of collaboration with Warps, and like use my Warps to write, write melody lyrics over the top, and I'll release it on Audius and Spotify and who knows where else. It's like I can do whatever I want with it, and same with the art.
Tara, I want to jump into some mint details because we do have
Yeah.
people in the comments asking how they can get a hold of these. But I do want to try one thing. I want to attempt to reset this because I think it was that you were on too long. So let's try to like hop back out and then in again, and let's see if the video can actually come on, because you've done a great job explaining up to this point where we're not gonna, if you can't come back, not gonna have a full episode. But go ahead and try the hard reset, and let's see if we can get your video.
Okay, I'm gonna try the hard reset.
Yes, you try the hard reset.
All right, here we go.
Bam.
Stay tuned. Oops, wait, that did not work. Hold on, I'm on the wrong thing.
I'm going to play the trailer
Okay,
one
I'm
more time.
back.
Oh, you're back. Okay, hold on.
Hard reset.
Hard reset. Let's see if the hard reset worked, everybody. How are we doing?
Oh, kinda. It's it's like frozen on me, being like, oh. It's sort of better, no?
It is. Yeah, I think it's a little bit better.
A little bit better. I'm just it's just a little disconcerting for me. I'm kind of like, whoa, talking a minute later. But anyway, I dressed up for y'all.
Yeah. I love the BAYC. I got to give you a little bit of BAYC love.
Oh, you have it too.
Shout out.
Tig, come on, man.
Classic apes, just flexing on everybody.
Well, our whole team is like Jeff Nicholas. If you don't know Jeff, he was basically one of the people that brought the apes into the spotlight with all of our whole Clubhouse crew. And he got John Knopf has just had those really big sales recently, and like he's the one that got John Knopf into it, and he kind of came into these Clubhouse rooms like, you guys, this is really cool, and we were all kind of like, huh? And then we all got in, and so Jeff really has, his instincts are amazing, and we're all so excited to have him, and also Lindsay, she was in there from day one too. And so we all watched the way that the Bored Apes did stuff. Like they were the first to give us to get all the commercial rights, and like we watched people run with that and build their own brands around it, and like not just make a little T-shirt with it or whatever, which is also dope, but like we watched people launch whole companies around their apes identity, and that's what we want to enable. We want to like enable music creators to take our IP and run with it and make it their own. And like, yeah, go make a bunch of money off it. Great. You don't owe us anything.
Awesome. So right here we have the website pulled up. I know people are asking where they can mint it. The website is WARPSOUND.AI, and I believe your pre-sale is on the 17th, and then you guys have your public sale on the 18th, correct?
That's correct. Yeah. And the best way to get into this project is to join us on the Discord. We're almost at capacity with the pre-sale list, but there are still ways to do it, and we're still awarding that to some members in the Discord. And I think we also, I don't want to spill your alpha, but we might have something going on with y'all too.
Yes. You were gracious enough to hook us up with a few pre-sale spots for you guys. So we're definitely gonna hook up some of our members in the Discord. So make sure you guys are in the Discord, be a noble, and join us. We definitely appreciate Tara, hooking us up with all that.
Oh, it's my pleasure. This is great. I love the way your show looks. I love the production value. I love what you all are talking about, and I'm so happy to be here and to be able to share our project with you. And I mean, really, like community building is what my main focus is in the project. I want to build the best community for our members. Everyone throws that around, but it's like I want us to show people what that means, what that looks like, what that can look like, and we, for that, along those lines, we made our pricing accessible, I believe. I mean, obviously it's still a lot of money if you think about it, but like for the NFT space, for what we're offering, for the quality project that this is, the type of project that this is, 0.08 felt like a really good deal. Like we would rather have more people able to get in and be part of our project than to like raise the price to you know, a level where it's less accessible and less people can get in. And then it's like, this is the first thing we have planned. We have so much planned, and this is just like the very first entry point into a lot of the stuff that we're going to do. So we're like, let's make the price lower than, I mean, you know, a little lower than what a lot of the other projects that are coming out are pricing at. And I feel really good about that decision.
Yeah, you guys are killing it, and I just want to give a quick shout out to the community here before we pop out. Tara, sorry we couldn't get the video working today. I would have loved to not have that little glitch, but you absolutely laid it down when it comes to breaking down what you're doing at Warp Sound and just everything you guys are doing, pushing that music space forward. So I appreciate you guys coming on here today.
Thank you so much for having us. And if you're listening, come join us in the Discord. We would love to bring you in and welcome you into our community. So thank you guys for having me. It's been a real pleasure.
Thank you so much. VMix just can't get it together. VMix just can't get it together.
Yeah, no,
thank you so much, Tara.
I was muted. Yeah, thank you so much, Tara. We appreciate you coming by. Definitely, you know, she's actually been on our Easy Street in our Discord before, so definitely always nice to see her stop by again. So definitely excited for the drop. It'll be on the 17th. WARPSOUND.AI. Check it out, and definitely some really cool stuff they're putting together.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to get to the rest of the episode here today. Basically, what we're breaking down is looks. We had some other news pieces that we wanted to hit on, but really we want to break down the looks airdrop here that happened over the past, I would say, 48, maybe 72 hours. I don't know the exact time there, Tig.
Yeah.
But we want to jump into the looks airdrop, which happened this week. So without further ado, we'll kind of hop into what's going on here. So if you aren't aware at all, if you were living under a rock, if you traded more than 3 ETH volume on OpenSea, you got another reward, another airdrop that could potentially net you some cash. So we see up here, have you earned a looks airdrop? That is going to be specifically in different tiers. So we have some tiers here that you can look at. So if you traded less than 3 ETH, unfortunately, you might just want to, shut us down here right now and go and do what you had to do. But if you traded more than 3 ETH, there is a tier system where you got looks just for doing that. And now your question might be, what is looks? Well, looks is looking to be an OpenSea competitor. So you essentially have an NFT marketplace that is doing what's called in the biz a vampire attack, where they're looking to essentially steal users by adding tokenomics that incentivize usage of the platform. So there's a lot of really interesting parts to this that we'll kind of touch on now. Tigbo is going to come in here and talk about his experience. He also dropped some links that we're going to look at. And while we're going through this, I'd love to get the community chat involved as well, but we will go ahead and jump in. So again, looks NFT marketplace did the airdrop. Essentially, if you came to this website, which is looksrare.org, which I'll drop in the chat right now, you would get this notification saying, have you earned a looks airdrop? You can check now. It looks like I can claim looks based on that tier system that we already touched on. So if I list one NFT, I am able to get this amount of looks. And then, the next question being, well, what NFT am I going to list, Tigbo? I've got my Lindsay. What do you got? What do you got?
I mean, there's only one you could list. I mean, is there any other? This is an infamous NFT that's been spoken about in NFT Live for many, many, many times. So I think it's only proper that we give the honor to this one particular.
To Lindsay,
of
course. Lindsay, still waiting for you on NFT Live here, but I'm going through this process so that you guys can look in real time at what's happening. I'm sure there will be some delay, and we'll get to some talking, but I will sell this NFT, so I'll input a price of, let's say, 1 ETH, if you guys want to do that. Validity for 1 month. I'm going to go ahead and sign this transaction really quick. Let's see. Gas isn't too bad. Go ahead and...
Yeah, and then yesterday was the whole gas spiking was all because of yesterday. Everyone claiming their airdrops. Also, everyone with the market so about volatile. But a lot of people claimed the airdrop. It was a nice surprise. It dropped about 3 a.m. Yesterday morning, I believe. The announcement came through that anyone that was eligible was able to claim it finally. And then you see the item is listed now, so Nifty Q has the Lindsay Lohan listed way too low in my opinion, but that's okay. So now Nifty, you can go back and check the homepage. Check now, there you go.
So I will go ahead and claim these tokens now. It should be a simple transaction. I'm sure it is a little bit more expensive. Yeah, $63 and not $43 there. I'll go ahead and claim, and we'll continue to watch. So a lot of things to break down here. There's multiple tweets that we're going to talk about. I'll bring up the price here as we kind of go through it. So a lot of these airdrops, and we've seen multiple at this point. We saw the ENS token with that SOS drop. We saw Uniswap. All of them are going to take a little bit different approach on how they're dropping these things. I love the straight up line, but how they're dropping these tokens. So mainly, again, it's going to be on volume. So we can see $3.53. It had an initial dump, I think, a couple times. A lot of these tokens get listed before, or they're bought and sold before they actually get listed on CoinGecko. So some of these prices that you see here on CoinGecko aren't necessarily what it was eventually. It could have easily been like 10 cents, could have easily been $8. But once it hit CoinGecko, we've seen kind of a slow rise and a couple dips.
Yeah, so it was actually around 3 a.m. I know some of the guys on the Discord, they actually found the liquidity contract once it was added. The liquidity was added. A few people bought in. It shot up to, I think it touched $5. And then the announcement of the airdrop was tweeted out. And then, of course, people claimed and sold it off. But it did go all the way up to $5 and back down to about $2 it hovered. And it's been, I think that was the low ever since then. The cool thing about it, one thing you'll touch on, I know, is people who were able to claim and didn't sell off and didn't have paper hands were able to stake their tokens. And at that time, I believe the APR was about 1,400%. So it was pretty good returns if you were able to stake it right away. Obviously, the more people that stake it, the more the APR goes down. But it is auto compounding for you. So that's the best part about it. You have nothing to do. All you gotta do single site staking, so you're constantly gaining those rewards as you stake your airdrop.
Yeah, and that's the big piece. And for the question of why would they compete with OpenSea, or how are they going to compete with OpenSea, it's the staking feature, it's the tokenomics feature. So we'll break that down here in a second. I do want to touch on the comments here. Flubber saying claim mine, but on the fence about whether to hodl or flip. I like the idea of a good OS competitor. Xpow saying you should, saying that he was denied an airdrop. Marty McFly saying better late than never. OVOT, nice to see you, man. And we'll jump into this staking feature because this is the answer if you're looking for how they're going to try to compete with OpenSea. So basically, at the very heart of it, stakers of Looks token are going to get a percentage fee from everything that's being traded on the platform. It's something that you don't get as an OpenSea user. Those staking fees go directly to you-know-who, go directly to OpenSea team, who is going to eventually IPO and do the really traditional Web 2 model. Instead, this is a very Web3 based system where the fees are actually going 100% to stakers of the token. So you can kind of come in here. So I've got my Looks tokens. They just hit my wallet. And I can go ahead and stake via their native platform my tokens that I have in my wallet. And now I am actually earning fees that are accruing from this marketplace. So you can kind of, I think, Tigbo, you mentioned a good point. The more people that stake, the more this APR is going to go down. But the more that the volume picks up on this platform, the more potential fees you're going to accrue. So it's a great model in theory. Philosophically, phenomenal model. It's way better than OpenSea, but there's a lot of things to break down as far as can they compete just based on that token system.
Right. One thing that stands out for them is also the fees. They don't charge seller fees. So when actually you do list something, so let's say that Lindsay Lohan sells for 1 ETH, they're not taking the seller's fee as OpenSea would. They tack on that 2.5 fee. All they do is also with the creator fee as well. So that's the difference. So that 2.5 that you're getting back makes a big difference, especially when you're talking the volume of higher listings in 1, 2 ETH, even a Bored Ape. When you're selling that high, that 2% is a big money. And we can touch on here as well as far as the staking rewards that you not only get Looks tokens, but you also get secondary fees and wrapped ETH. Okay, I think I'm going to go there.
Yeah, a little.
I think you're muted.
Yeah, I'm muted. This comes from Sliced Art here. A little over a day after launch, Looks Rare has already collected 500 wrapped ETH in secondary fees that will be distributed to token holders. That's 25,000 ETH in total volume over 30 hours. You make a good point with getting wrapped ETH as well in those fees. And that's going to be the system that they want to kind of have a flywheel effect, right? If you can get more people into the system via the tokenomics, maybe more people start listing, maybe you can start to take away market share from OpenSea. So I want to kind of open this up to the community too. Do you guys think that this platform, Looks Rare, can compete with OpenSea based on their initial launch? We'll look at the comments as we kind of go through this a little bit more. It's not all fine news. There is a little bit of some, shady stuff as we, are accustomed to in the NFT space. So it's not all fine and dandy. We do see a lot of big NFT contributors and big NFT personalities, like Pranksy, Cole is in this, Coco Bear, looks like Dingaling was in this, DeFi, Hunter, Roel, and Cryptopathic. All of these wallets that belong to all of these personalities went into a previously unknown wallet, but they were funding and seeding this project Looks Rare. So I know you had some interesting thoughts on this as well, Tig. You kind of saw this as it was happening, and then were able to kind of put the pieces together.
Yeah, I mean, I have some friends at Discord that are just degens, and they just watch contracts being, put out there, and they notice certain members like Dingaling, Pranksy, Coco sending ETH to this specific contract. The weird thing about this contract was that you couldn't access it. It wasn't like a public thing. There was no one selling. It was just funds going in. So you already could tell something was happening, especially with the names that were throwing the money in there. To Marty's point, they don't know. He doesn't know whether to sell or hold. I feel like with the team behind this, those names, those are some guys that have been in the space for a while. Obviously, they got in the seed round. They got in cheap, but I believe it's 160 days they have to be vested. So we have a few months, I believe. So listen, I say write it out. Let's see what happens. Stake your tokens. Get some rewards. Not financial advice, but I'm gonna bet on the team that we've mentioned before, and see what happens. To be honest with you.
Yeah, 100%. Let's dive in there. I do want to make one quick comment. There is only a 10-day window to claim these tokens.
Yes.
And another awesome link that you sent me before the episode, this goes to Dune Analytics, which measures like a lot of on-chain data. So there are 185,000, this is a cool stat actually. You're kind of getting a little bit of a look at the Ethereum ecosystem, at the NFT ecosystem, at least the ones that have spent over 3 ETH. 185,000 wallets, which doesn't mean people. You have one person with multiple wallets, but 185,000 total available addresses, and it looks like 62% of those 185,000 have claimed right now. So really cool look at this from a Dune Analytics perspective as well.
Yeah, and we're not saying that these guys are going to take over the entire OpenSea volume overnight. I mean, we got to be honest. I was a beta tester for the site. I got into Discord. I was in there messing around. There's still a lot of issues that they have, little bugs that they got to fix as far as listing by price and only showing what's listed. There's no hidden folder. So now you got all that dusty JPEGs that people send you in your profile that you can't hide. But so there's still a few things they got to work on. I was surprised by how fast they rolled it out because I think they only ran the beta testers for like 2 or 3 days. So it was definitely more like a stealth launch in a sort of way, I guess. But I mean, no one's saying that they're going to take over OpenSea overnight, but definitely I look forward to see what they fix, how they grow, how they expand, how they scale this out, and just add more features to it.
Yeah, I'm going to jump into the chat as we break this down a little bit further. Flubber saying, looks like on Looks Rare collections, you also earn after hitting 1,000 ETH limit, but I'm unsure whether they earn looks or earn royalties. Troin is saying, I'm thinking the floodgates are about to open for OpenSea competitors. Looks Rare is only the first, in my humble opinion. And Xbox saying, people I have talked to say the UI sucks but could work as a competitor. So some thoughts there as well that you kind of broke down. This is not investment advice. Do your own research. We'll be watching the Dune Analytics percentage claims here. Obviously, the more people that claim, the more people are going to be able to stake. There are more people that are going to be able to sell. With these airdrops, what is SOS token doing these days? It's been about a month since that airdrop, I believe. Are we able to?
Yeah,
see
I believe
that?
it was right around two days before Christmas. I believe it was when it was dropped. So no, that's not show. It might show on Deck Screener.
Okay.
The cool thing about the SOS token that some projects have actually, that's the ENS, yeah.
Yeah.
So the cool thing about SOS was some projects have actually implemented it as a payment, so you can actually mint on their site using SOS. I believe the Chubby Caju just minted yesterday, and you can actually buy them with SOS tokens. So definitely some utility there. So right now, what's the price at? I can't see that.
Yeah. So the price is going to be around.
Yeah.
With SOS, it's going to be 0.03.
Yeah.
0.000. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that was like a 0.10. So I could, just add one. Yeah. So yeah. So that was Christmas Day. Yeah. So it was Christmas Day. I remember because I was having dinner and I was like just watching it go straight up. That's everyone was talking about. So with these things, you always got to speculate, see what happens. Some people like to just dump it first day. I mean, it's free money dropped on your lap, but also some people like to see what happens. Hold a few days and bet on the team and bet on the project and see where it goes.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said here in this first 7-day window, in my opinion, right?
Yeah.
Like you have a lot of volatility. If I had to bet, there's going to be a more funded project that is going to come along and beat OpenSea. I'm not. If I had to, be a betting man, the chances that Looks Rare competes with OpenSea are a lot less than it not failing, but just never making that mark. Rari is another one that I'm looking at, right? Rarible has been around a while. They don't have as much market share, but they do a good job, and they have their own token for fees and such. But I think a lot of this stuff is very momentum based in the beginning. So don't get caught up looking at a 40% run up, right, in the Looks Rare token where we're up 30% on the day, and then get caught holding the bag, right? That's a real big no when it comes to following momentum in this space. So it's the real Looks Rare is going to be in 2 months or even a month when they're not the flavor of the week. And what does that community look like? What does the UI look like? And other things like this.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's good for the space. It gets me excited. Gives people another option to go with. So, I mean, overall, we'll see what happens. Like you said, there's going to be, the meta in the space is to copy. So who knows down the line, another market's going to pop up out of nowhere and offer their token as well. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's an interesting debate, right? You'll have a vampire attack of people on Looks Rare. Did you use Looks Rare up to 2 ETH? Well, then you get,
yeah,
it looks normal. But anyways, that was a terrible last joke. So the last piece of this as well, if we look at the cliffs, right, for the vesting for the team, because if there's no fees being taken from the users to the team, you wonder where they're going to get funded from, other than that initial funding. I believe what's going to happen, Tig, is they have about 10% of the total token supply directed to the team. But there's that 6 month or a year cliff or what have you. They're going to start staking, so the team will indirectly be getting rewards from fees from the platform. It'll just be in a tokenized form instead of OpenSea, who does it just on the back end with what they've got going on.
Yeah, correct. So yeah, man. I mean, I think it's solid. We'll see what happens. I know like someone mentioned, the collections have to have a certain volume to gain rewards. Excuse me. So almost how OpenSea uses the 1,000 volume to make it official, or whatever. So I believe they have the same feature where once they reach 1,000 volume, then that collection can gain rewards by the transactions.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, Xbox in the chat saying, how can you get caught holding a bag of a free airdrop? A lot of my statement there was for people that load up afterwards. There are a surprising amount of people that will try to chase this pump by swapping for ETH. Swapping with ETH into Looks. There's a surprising amount of people that do that.
I mean, when SOS was dropped, Pranksy dropped I don't know how many ETH into the LP, and he made out with it because everyone was just using it in all the transactions. He was just gaining all those fees from it. So I mean, some people load up on the LP when it goes, and I mean, look at it. It's up 30% alone. So if you have a good amount in there, I mean, you're sitting pretty right now.
Yeah, and when you're trying to load up on a 600% APY, which Tigbo mentioned, is not going to get any higher, we believe. There's not going to be a lot of unstakers to this platform. Likely what we'll see is this APR get lower, but you can see people buying on the open market to then stake into this platform. So, in total, Tig, do you think LooksRare is going to be a competitor to OpenSea?
I think it is. It almost feels like a meme kind of thing, just because the team behind it. You know, I feel like it's just another crypto meme kind of vibe. I don't. I could be wrong. Hopefully, I am. You know, maybe it makes out to be something big, and I'm still holding my token 6 months from now. We're at $10. I don't know. I'll be happy. But you know, I don't know. We'll see. Right now, it's just kind of meme to me. Just kind of something to throw out there because they're just fed up with OpenSea and always. First of all, it's always down, and then the fees and all that stuff. So I think just growing frustration. This was built on that. So we'll see. I mean, the team's solid. We'll see. Maybe it was just something that started off as a meme, as a joke, is gonna be fruition to something real. So we'll see.
Yeah, I like the point you made there. It's less about LooksRare. There's another discussion where it's less about LooksRare and more about OpenSea itself. Like OpenSea, you're only going to have this amount of roadway before you get these competitors actually starting to launch. You know, there's not much in ways of competition right now, and we're seeing LooksRare launch, but I still think we're a little bit ways out. I think somebody is going to need to come in with a little bit more cash, you know, just backed by hundreds of millions of dollars to come in and try to compete with OpenSea.
Well, we'll see in a little bit with Coinbase, so we'll see what happens with that. So.
And Gabe is, the Coinbase is a great example. Gabe is also saying their fees are slightly lower. There's an opportunity there as well. Yeah, there's some arbitrage opportunities as well between the two marketplaces, maybe. But we'll.
For sure.
We're gonna go down rabbit holes here if we start talking about marketplace aggregators and the lack of them in the space. But shout out to everybody in the chat that was throwing down some information related to this Looks airdrop. You know, the last thing, if you use the Ethereum ecosystem, if you use Web3, you're getting rewarded. It's that simple. I mean, we see it every week now. It'll be interesting to see how this develops. So there weren't these vampire airdrops before. I think Uniswap. We always kind of reference it as the first one, where Sushi was able to take some users from Uniswap by doing the Sushi drop. So we'll see how this develops over time, man.
Yeah, excited.
Awesome. All right, so Nifty Castle's in the house as well. Yee, bring the shmoney people, and we will end the episode there. We had two phenomenal guests on today. Go back and take a look at their projects. One is doing AI and generative music, which is awesome. I think we had Tara come in and break that down. Warp Sound is doing some cool things, and then Veggiemates. Big Banana absolutely blew the door.
Veggie gang.
Veggie gang. So, all right, guys, we are going to be headed out here. Appreciate it. This is another episode of NFT Live. Please leave a like. It helps the episode. Share the content, man. We appreciate you guys so much. Our vibe, our tribe. Tigbo, I'll let you take us out, man, and we will see you guys next time.
Thank you so much, guys. Our vibe, our tribe.